everyone. My name is Sharon Faldudo, and I am one of the student advisors for English language learners at Kirkwood, as well as a DSO or designated school official for international students at Kirkwood. And today we are welcoming Kirkwood's international students, and we have Josh Nagari as a guest.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here.
Yeah, happy to have you.
Yeah.
So, Josh, can you please tell us about yourself? Where are you from? What are you studying?
I'm an international student from Kenya, and I am currently studying engineering. So, yeah.
Which kind of engineering?
Well, since I came to Kirkwood, it's been quite a number of different engineering disciplines. Initially came with the idea of pursuing aerospace engineering. I switched to construction, but eventually my heart settled for electrical engineering.
All right. So, what can you tell us about yourself and your country?
So, a little tidbit about myself. I've said, I'm from Kenya, and I come from the Agikuyu tribe. So that is one of the 44 different tribes in Kenya, and we have a very rich culture. Unfortunately, I do not know my tribal language, but yeah, I truly miss my country. I love Kenya, and I just love representing Kenya and the Agikuyu.
Well, and Kirkwood is happy to have you here representing Kenya. How did you find out about Kirkwood?
So I found about Kirkwood two different ways. My eldest sister in our family, actually is an alumni of Kirkwood. She took her nursing major here a while back, and I also, in my pursuit of checking out for schools, I also stumbled upon Kirkwood because of its very good transfer programs with the state universities in Iowa. And so it was kind of a two-way discovery, since my sister really didn't tell me much about Kirkwood, but I was more inquisitive once I found about Kirkwood on the internet. And somehow I just found myself here.
So, after Kirkwood, is it your plan to transfer to one of the state universities?
Yes, it is indeed. My dream and my goal at this particular moment is to transfer to Iowa State University.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, when did you come here?
I came here in December of 2022. My program did start, of course, the following January. And yeah, it's been, almost pushing 1.5 years, 2 years in the country, and it's been quite a pleasant experience.
Was this your first time being abroad?
Actually, no. I have been to the United States before in 2016 for a school trip. So it's not my first time abroad, and it's also not my first time in the United States.
Where did your school trip visit?
We actually were down south in Missouri. We had a really nice time in Kansas City. Went up, the school trip was at the University of Central Missouri, so that was in Warrensburg. After that, we had a short trip down to Florida, went to Disney World, then went up to New York and departed the country from New York.
Wow,
Yep.
that is quite a trip to the United States.
Quite memorable, too.
Have you had any memorable experiences or encounters at Kirkwood?
I have been fortunate enough, alongside Beta, to be awarded the Outstanding International Student Award, and that is something that was really an honoring experience, a really humbling experience, really memorable, to be honest. And of course, to have those moments, of course, I've shared the platform with the Kirkwood president and other instances, and having so many friends who are now becoming family on campus. All of those, I would consider them to be really memorable and really special moments for me. Yeah.
And well-deserved award
you.
for you.
Thank you so much.
So have you had culture shock or homesickness?
Yes. My biggest culture shock is what we know as Iowa weather. That has been quite simply, and still is to this very day, my biggest culture shock. I came at a time when winter was just kicking in back in 2022. And a few days later, I was greeted with quite possibly the harshest winter storm I have ever experienced in my life. And, coming on, of course, moving out of winter and now coming into tornado season where you have rain one day, sunshine the next day, and then you have the special uh, guest of the tornadoes. So it's always, you never know what to expect with the weather in Iowa. So I think I've just come to settle to the fact that it's really unpredictable, and I just go by the day. No need to check the weather app because it might change halfway
Might
through the
change.
day.
So is the weather in Kenya much more temperate and even?
Yes. Back home in Kenya, we are used to just simply a season of mild cold and very like strong summers, or like we're on the equator, so we have sunshine pretty much throughout the year, right? And of course, sometimes of very short periods of cold and mostly rain. Yeah, so it's very very different to what we have here in the United States. I have never seen snow back home. Closest I've seen is hail. So yeah, it's a whole different experience. I feel it's easier to predict seasons here than back home. So it's a lot of different factors that I'm getting used to now that I'm here.
So we know that you're studying electrical engineering. How is that going?
I would say it's pretty much your typical engineering degree. It has its ups and downs. Constantly, I have questioned my decision to be in engineering, but it is my passion, and I have come so far that I've just decided to stick to it. And yeah, it's not the easiest, but it is fun. It has really fun moments. It's really enjoyable, and it gets even better once you have that community of fellow students who are in the same major as you, and you're not just pushing and fighting this journey together. And it's really nice.
That's great. So what is your dream?
Well, that is I usually find that to be a really hard question. But I mean, outside my dream and what I would consider success is just being in a place 20 years down the line where I'm still happy with what I am doing, and I am satisfied, and I'm still constantly giving out to the community. That is kind of what I would consider my dream, and um, I would find true happiness in that.
That's great.
Yeah.
I do have a few random questions for you.
Yeah.
Can you describe Kirkwood in one word?
Fantastic. That's all I can say about Kirkwood.
That's great. What is your favorite cuisine?
My favorite cuisine outside of what I'm used to back home is definitely Asian food. Um, yes, I love Asian food. I love food that's savory, so I would go for Asian food almost all the time.
And do you come from a small family or a big family?
My nuclear family is small. I'm the last born out of three siblings, and my extended family, well, there's at least over 100 of us on my dad's side and at least 30 of us on my mom's side, so we're pretty big. Oh, yeah.
Right. Well, thank you, Josh, and thank you for joining us today on the Going Live with Global podcast. I have been Sharon Faldudo speaking with Josh Nagari, and thank you.
Thanks for having me.